Hey guys, tonight we explore a divine financial miracle that could change your life forever. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that everything you once thought impossible is now within reach. A divine wealth transformation, ordained by God, is about to happen in your life. What will you do with such a blessing? Tonight, we dive deep into how aligning yourself with divine timing and faith can unlock your financial destiny. Before we begin, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you truly believe in the power of these messages. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is. I'm curious to know. Now, dim the lights, settle in, and let's embark on tonight's journey of transformation together. The signs of life-changing miracles have been manifesting around you with increasing frequency, and tonight you need to understand that these aren't random occurrences or coincidental happenings. They're divine signals that heaven is orchestrating something extraordinary for your life that will transform not just your financial situation, but your entire existence in ways you've never dared to imagine. Have you noticed how conversations about money and opportunity seem to find you everywhere you go lately? People discussing investments at the coffee shop just as you walk by. Colleagues mentioning business opportunities during casual conversations. Friends sharing stories of unexpected financial breakthroughs. These aren't accidental encounters. They're heaven's way of tuning your spiritual frequency to recognize the miraculous possibilities that are aligning in your favor. The dreams have been significant, haven't they? Those vivid nighttime visions where you see yourself handling substantial amounts of money with confidence, blessing others generously, living in spaces that reflect true abundance. Some dismiss these as wishful thinking, but divine preparation often begins in the realm of dreams and visions, where your spirit receives downloads about the miraculous transformation that's approaching your natural experience. Look closely at the numbers you've been seeing repeatedly, those sequences that capture your attention on clocks, receipts, license plates, and phone numbers. When you consistently notice 777, heaven is confirming divine perfection in your timing. When 888 appears frequently, financial abundance is actively flowing toward you. When 111 keeps surfacing, your thoughts about prosperity are aligned with divine will. These aren't superstitions, they're divine confirmations that your miracle is in motion. The restlessness you've been feeling about your current financial situation isn't discontent, it's divine stirring. This holy dissatisfaction with limitation is actually your spirit recognizing that you're living below your heavenly assignment. The chosen ones always experience this sacred agitation before their breakthrough, because their spirit knows something their mind hasn't fully grasped yet about the magnitude of what's coming. Your increased sensitivity to stories of financial breakthrough isn't just inspiration, it's spiritual preparation. When you find yourself drawn to testimonies of people who've experienced miraculous provision, when your heart leaps at hearing about unexpected wealth appearing in someone's life, your spirit is being educated for the stewardship that's approaching your own circumstances. The favor you've been experiencing in small financial matters is actually training for favor in large ones. Those times when bills came in lower than expected, when unexpected discounts appeared at exactly the right moment, when small amounts of money found their way to you through surprising channels. These weren't lucky breaks, but divine rehearsals for the major financial miracle that's building momentum in your direction. Even your past financial struggles have been signs pointing toward your coming miracle. The challenges you've faced weren't evidence that heaven had forgotten you. They were preparation for the abundance that required spiritual muscle and character development to steward wisely. Every test you've passed, every pressure you've endured with faith, every moment you've trusted God when money was tight, has been building the spiritual capacity necessary to receive life-changing abundance. The people entering your life recently have been strategically positioned as part of your miracle preparation. That new connection who operates from abundance consciousness, that acquaintance who casually mentioned investment opportunities, that relationship with someone who speaks differently about money. These aren't random social encounters, but divine appointments designed to expand your thinking and prepare your network for breakthrough. Your heart's response to others' prosperity has been monitored as a sign of your readiness for your own miracle. When you see someone blessed financially and your first reaction is genuine celebration rather than envy, you demonstrate the heart condition required for receiving miraculous abundance. Heaven only releases life-changing wealth to those who can rejoice in others' success because they understand that prosperity is unlimited for all who believe. The creative ideas for generating income that have been flowing through your mind aren't just good thoughts. They're divine downloads related to your coming miracle. Heaven has been seeding your imagination with strategies, innovations, and solutions that will become the very pathways through which your life-changing abundance manifests. Your family's needs and dreams have been expanding beyond your current financial capacity. And this isn't accident, it's divine design. God often increases the vision before he releases the provision, because enlarged needs create the motivation and capacity to receive miraculous blessings. Your growing financial requirements are actually preparing you for growing supernatural supply. The timing of these signs accelerating in your life isn't coincidental with global economic shifts and spiritual awakening happening worldwide. You're part of a generation that heaven has chosen to demonstrate his power to provide miraculously in challenging times. Your individual miracle is connected to a larger movement of divine intervention in the earth's financial systems. Tonight, let these signs serve as unshakable confirmation that your life-changing miracle isn't just possible, it's inevitable. The evidence is mounting, the preparation is intensifying, and the divine orchestration is accelerating toward the moment when everything transforms and you step into the abundant life that heaven has always intended for someone exactly like you. Your heart must undergo a profound preparation process tonight, creating sacred space within your spirit that can receive and contain the magnitude of divine abundance that's about to transform your life. This isn't just about getting ready for more money. This is about expanding your spiritual capacity to steward miraculous provision without being overwhelmed by it, corrupted by it, or limited in your ability to let it flow through you to bless countless others. Think about how a small container can only hold a limited amount of water, no matter how much is being poured into it. But when that container is expanded, it can hold exponentially more. Your heart is that container. And tonight, heaven is expanding your spiritual capacity to receive abundance that far exceeds anything you've previously experienced or even imagined possible. The first aspect of preparation involves releasing every limiting belief that has created internal barriers to miraculous provision. Deep within your subconscious mind, there may be old recordings that whisper lies about your worthiness, your ability to handle wealth, or whether spiritual people should have abundance. These false beliefs have been creating invisible walls that resist the very blessings heaven wants to pour into your life. Sacred space in your heart begins with forgiveness, forgiving yourself for past financial mistakes, forgiving others who may have hurt you financially, and forgiving God for what seemed like delayed answers to your prayers about money. Unforgiveness creates spiritual blockages that prevent miraculous flow, while forgiveness creates wide-open channels through which divine abundance can pour without obstruction. Your heart must also be cleansed of comparison and competition with others' financial journeys, the envy that arises when seeing others prosper, the questioning of why their timing seems better than yours, the temptation to measure your progress against their success. All of this creates spiritual static that interferes with the clear reception of your own miraculous breakthrough. Creating sacred space requires surrendering your timeline and trusting divine timing completely. The pressure you've been putting on God to move according to your schedule, the frustration about delays that don't make sense to you, the anxiety about timing that seems off. All of this must be laid at heaven's feet in recognition that miraculous provision comes at the perfect moment for maximum impact. Your heart must also prepare to handle the responsibility that comes with life-changing abundance. This miracle isn't just about receiving blessing, it's about becoming a blessing. The wealth that's coming to you will require wisdom to manage, integrity to steward, and generosity to share. Sacred space includes developing the character infrastructure to support miraculous provision. The preparation process involves expanding your vision of what's possible. The dreams you've had about financial breakthrough may actually be smaller than what heaven has prepared for you. Your heart must stretch to accommodate possibilities that exceed your greatest imagination, provision that surpasses your highest expectations, and abundance that overwhelms your capacity to contain it. Sacred space in your heart also requires developing gratitude for what you already have while making room for what's coming. This isn't about being satisfied with limitation, but about appreciating current provision while creating expectant space for miraculous increase. Gratitude doesn't limit future blessing. It creates the spiritual atmosphere where more blessing feels welcome and appreciated. Your heart must prepare for the relational changes that come with financial transformation. Some relationships may be challenged by your abundance, while new relationships will be attracted to your elevated status. Sacred space includes developing wisdom about how to navigate these changes with grace, maintaining humility in success, and using your platform to encourage others. The fear of handling large amounts of money must be addressed and removed. Many people unconsciously resist miraculous provision because they're afraid they don't know how to manage significant wealth. Sacred space includes receiving divine wisdom about stewardship, supernatural discernment about opportunities, and heavenly guidance about decisions that will maximize kingdom impact. Your heart must also prepare for the speed at which miraculous provision can manifest. Life-changing abundance often arrives faster than people expect, requiring quick adaptation to new circumstances, rapid decision-making about opportunities, and immediate stewardship of resources. Sacred space includes developing flexibility and responsiveness to divine timing. The preparation process involves aligning your motivations with kingdom purposes. While personal comfort and family provision are legitimate desires, the greatest miracles flow to those whose hearts are aligned with blessing others, advancing God's kingdom, and using wealth as a tool for divine impact rather than just personal enjoyment. Sacred space in your heart includes developing supernatural peace about money matters. The anxiety that used to accompany financial conversations, the stress that arose when bills arrived, the overwhelming nature of financial planning, all of this must be replaced with divine confidence in God's provision and supernatural calm about your financial future. Your heart must prepare for the testimony that will emerge from your miracle. Others will want to know how your transformation happened, what you did differently, how they can experience similar breakthrough. Sacred space includes preparing to share your story in ways that give glory to God and encourage others to trust His heart for their own prosperity. The intimacy with God that develops through financial dependence must be maintained even when abundance arrives. Sacred space includes keeping your heart tender toward heaven, maintaining your prayer life when provision is flowing, and remembering that every blessing comes from your Father's loving heart, rather than your own effort or worthiness. Tonight, as your heart undergoes this sacred preparation, allow every wall of resistance to crumble, every limitation to dissolve, every fear to be replaced with faith. Let your spirit expand to accommodate the miraculous abundance that's about to transform not just your bank account, but your entire existence as a beloved child of the King who delights in blessing those who trust his heart. Divine preparation is accelerating around your life with supernatural intensity as heaven orchestrates people, circumstances, and opportunities with the precision of a master conductor directing a symphony where every note, every instrument, and every timing element is being perfectly arranged to create the most beautiful financial breakthrough melody you've ever experienced. This isn't random good fortune. This is deliberate divine intervention operating at maximum efficiency to position everything needed for your miraculous transformation. Right now, people who don't even know they're part of your miracle story are being moved by supernatural impulses to make decisions that will benefit you tremendously. That employer who's been considering restructuring their company is being guided to create a position that perfectly matches your skills and pays far more than you've ever earned. That investor who's been looking for the right opportunity is being led to discover your potential at exactly the moment when they have resources available and authority to act. The person who will become your biggest champion and advocate is currently experiencing their own breakthrough that will give them both the influence and the heart to open doors for you. Their recent promotion, their new connections, their expanded authority, all of this is being divinely timed to intersect with your need for someone who can accelerate your advancement beyond what you could achieve on your own. Divine preparation is also occurring in technological systems and digital platforms that will serve as channels for your abundance. New software that will feature your services prominently, emerging websites that will showcase your talents to the right audience, innovative apps that will monetize your skills in ways you never considered. All of these technological developments are being timed to launch just as you're ready to leverage them for miraculous income generation. Financial institutions are being prepared to accommodate your breakthrough through policy changes, lending adjustments, and approval processes that will work in your favor. That bank that usually requires extensive documentation is being guided to streamline their procedures just as you need financing. That credit union that typically has restrictive criteria is being influenced to expand their qualification guidelines precisely when you apply. Market conditions are being orchestrated to create optimal timing for your financial elevation, industry trends that will benefit your expertise, consumer demands that will favor your offerings, economic cycles that will support your ventures. All of these large-scale movements are being coordinated to peak at the moment when you're positioned to capitalize on them maximally. Your current employer is being prepared for your transition, whether that means promoting you to higher compensation or releasing you gracefully to pursue the better opportunity that's being arranged. Supervisors who might have resisted change are being influenced to support your advancement. Company policies that might have limited your growth are being adjusted to create pathways for your progress. Divine preparation extends to your family and social circle as well. Relationships that might have opposed your success are being transformed into support systems. Family members who used to discourage your dreams are being influenced to encourage your vision. Friends who might have been threatened by your advancement are being prepared to celebrate your breakthrough. The preparation happening in your geographic area is remarkable as well. business developments in your city that will create opportunities for your skills, economic growth in your region that will support your ventures, infrastructure improvements that will benefit your plans. All of these community changes are being timed to support your individual miracle. Legal and regulatory environments are being adjusted to create favorable conditions for your breakthrough. Policy changes that will benefit your type of business. Regulatory adjustments that will support your plans. Legislative developments that will open new possibilities. These governmental shifts are being orchestrated to coincide with your moment of advancement. Even your competitors are being prepared to create space for your success. Some are being guided to change directions that will reduce competition in your field. Others are being influenced to make mistakes that will highlight your excellence. Still others are being led to different markets that will clear pathways for your expansion. Divine preparation includes the removal of obstacles that might hinder your progress. Bureaucratic delays that could slow your advancement are being expedited through supernatural intervention. Administrative errors that might complicate your plans are being prevented or quickly corrected. Human resistance that could oppose your success is being neutralized through divine influence. Your education and skill development have been divinely timed to reach completion, just as opportunities requiring those exact qualifications become available. The courses you've taken, the experience you've gained, the knowledge you've acquired, all of this learning has been perfectly scheduled to prepare you for the specific requirements of your coming breakthrough. The preparation also includes supernatural protection around your miracle. Spiritual forces that might attempt to interfere with your blessing are being held back by angelic assignment. Evil plans that could derail your progress are being exposed and defeated. Divine covering is being established over every aspect of your breakthrough to ensure its complete manifestation. Supply chains and resource availability are being arranged to support your success. Materials you'll need for your ventures are being stockpiled. Services you'll require are being positioned for availability. Suppliers who will support your growth are being prepared to meet your demands with excellent timing and pricing. The media and communication networks are being prepared to feature your story when appropriate. Journalists who will be interested in your journey. Podcasters who will want to interview you. Platforms that will showcase your testimony. All of these channels are being readied to amplify your message when your breakthrough manifests. Tonight, as this divine preparation accelerates around you, recognize that you're not just hoping for favorable circumstances. You're witnessing their orchestration. You're not just waiting for your moment. You're living in the final stages of its preparation. Every element needed for your miraculous breakthrough is being positioned with supernatural precision, and the culmination of this divine activity is approaching faster than you can imagine. Ancient promises that have been dormant in the spiritual realm for centuries are awakening with supernatural power specifically for your season, as heaven activates biblical principles of abundance that transcend time, culture, and earthly limitations to manifest miraculous provision in your modern life. These aren't just inspirational scriptures or historical accounts. These are living, breathing divine guarantees that carry the same authority today as when they were first spoken by the Almighty Himself. The promise that God will supply all your needs according to His riches in glory is awakening in your experience with explosive force. This isn't just about having enough to get by. This is about divine supply that matches the unlimited resources of heaven itself. Your needs aren't being measured against earthly economics, but against the infinite wealth of your Father, who owns everything and delights in blessing His children abundantly. The ancient principle of seed time and harvest is activating in your life with supernatural acceleration. Every seed of faith you've planted, every act of generosity you've performed, every moment of faithfulness you've demonstrated during lean seasons, all of these seeds are reaching maturity simultaneously, creating a harvest that will overwhelm you with its abundance and perfect timing. The promise of divine multiplication is stirring in the spiritual atmosphere around your life. Just as Jesus multiplied loaves and fishes to feed thousands, the same miraculous mathematics are being applied to your resources. Small investments will produce enormous returns. Minimal efforts will generate maximum results. Limited inputs will create unlimited outputs through divine intervention. The ancient covenant of blessing that God established with Abraham, to bless him and make him a blessing to many nations, is being activated in your personal experience. This isn't just individual prosperity, but generational transformation that positions you as a conduit of blessing to countless others. Your abundance becomes the source of abundance for your family, your community, and everyone your life touches. The promise of divine favor is awakening with unprecedented power in your circumstances. Doors that remain closed to others swing open for you. Opportunities that seem impossible for most become available to you. People in positions of authority find themselves inexplicably moved to support your advancement. This favor operates beyond human logic and creates advantages that can't be explained by natural means. The biblical principle of supernatural debt cancellation is activating in your financial life. Just as God commanded the Israelites' creditors to cancel debts every 7 years, divine intervention is moving to resolve your financial obligations in ways that will astound you. Debts that seemed permanent are being supernaturally addressed. Financial burdens that felt overwhelming are being lifted through miraculous provision. The ancient promise of God's faithfulness to provide for those who seek His kingdom first is manifesting in your experience with remarkable evidence. As your heart has been aligned with kingdom purposes, as your priorities have been adjusted to eternal values, as your desires have been surrendered to divine will, all of this spiritual alignment is triggering supernatural provision that exceeds natural explanation. The promise of God opening windows of heaven and pouring out blessing until there's not room enough to contain it is being activated in your life right now. This isn't gradual increase. This is supernatural outpouring that overwhelms your capacity to receive it all. The abundance coming your way will require wisdom about how to steward it, because it exceeds what you could have prepared for. The ancient principle of divine timing, that there's a season for everything under heaven, is reaching fulfillment in your circumstances. Your season of planting has ended, and your season of harvest has begun. Your time of preparation has concluded, and your time of manifestation has arrived. The waiting is over because divine timing has reached its appointed moment for your breakthrough. The promise that God will restore the years that were seemingly lost is awakening with incredible force in your financial life. Time that felt wasted, opportunities that seemed missed, resources that appeared lost, all of this is being supernaturally restored with interest. Divine restoration doesn't just return what was taken, it multiplies it beyond the original value. The biblical principle of supernatural wisdom for wealth creation is being downloaded into your consciousness, just as God gave Solomon wisdom that resulted in unprecedented prosperity. Divine intelligence about money management, business strategies, and investment opportunities is being revealed to you with clarity that seems almost prophetic in its accuracy. The ancient promise of divine protection over your finances is activating with powerful authority. What the enemy meant for harm regarding your money matters, God is turning for good. Setbacks that seemed devastating are being converted into setups for greater blessing. Financial attacks against you are being reversed and redirected, as provision flowing in your direction. The promise of generational blessing is awakening to break every curse of poverty from your family line. The financial struggles that may have plagued your ancestors end with you. The limitation mindset that may have been inherited through generations is being replaced with abundance consciousness that will benefit your children and their children. The biblical principle of divine partnership in wealth creation is activating in your experience. You're not working alone to build financial success. Heaven is working with you, through you, and for you. Divine strategies are being revealed, supernatural connections are being arranged, and miraculous provision is being released to support your efforts with results that far exceed human capability. The ancient promise that those who honor God with their first fruits will see their barns filled with plenty is manifesting in your modern context. Your faithfulness in tithing and giving, even during lean seasons, is being rewarded with abundance that fills every area of your financial life to overflowing. Tonight, these ancient promises aren't just inspiring words from the past. They're active spiritual forces awakening to transform your financial future. The same God who spoke these promises thousands of years ago is speaking them over your life right now with the same authority, the same power, and the same guarantee of fulfillment that defies every limitation your circumstances might suggest. Spiritual forces of the highest order have been mobilized from heaven's throne room with specific instructions to position your miracle with military precision as angelic armies move into formation around your life to remove every obstacle, redirect every resource, and orchestrate every detail necessary to manifest the life-changing abundance that has been decreed for your immediate future. This isn't just divine assistance. This is full-scale spiritual warfare being waged on your behalf to ensure your breakthrough encounters no resistance. The angels assigned to your financial miracle operate with authority that transcends human understanding and earthly limitations. They have access to bank computer systems, government databases, corporate decision-making processes, and individual human hearts. When God commands them to move money toward you, they coordinate operations across multiple realms simultaneously to ensure your blessing manifests exactly as heaven has designed. Right now, angels are influencing the thoughts and decisions of people in positions of financial authority. That loan officer who will approve your application feels an unexplained confidence about your potential. That employer considering your advancement experiences supernatural peace about increasing your compensation. That investor evaluating your proposal senses divine confirmation about supporting your vision. These humans believe their generous decisions toward you originated from their own wisdom, never knowing angelic influence guided their choices. Divine messengers are working within technological systems to ensure your financial breakthrough manifests through digital channels. Banking software processes payments in your favor with unusual efficiency. Online platforms feature your services with prominent placement that seems almost algorithmic in its perfection. Digital systems approve your applications with speed that amazes even the operators processing them. Angelic forces assigned to legal and regulatory systems are influencing policy decisions, court judgments, and administrative processes that will benefit your financial situation. That legal settlement resolving in your favor, that government benefit you suddenly qualify for, that regulatory approval advancing your business plans. These aren't just favorable circumstances, but supernatural interventions orchestrated by heavenly agents with specific assignments to advance your prosperity. The spiritual forces working on your behalf coordinate with angels assigned to other people's finances to create win-win situations where blessing you also blesses others. This divine collaboration ensures your financial breakthrough doesn't come at anyone else's expense, but creates abundance for everyone involved in the transaction, demonstrating heaven's unlimited resources and generous heart. Angels are manipulating natural systems to create perfect timing for your breakthrough. Weather patterns that support your business activities, traffic flows that deliver you to crucial appointments at precisely the right moment, communication networks that carry vital information exactly when you need it. These natural systems are being orchestrated by spiritual forces to support your financial advancement. Supernatural beings are working within market forces and economic trends to create optimal conditions for your prosperity. Stock prices that benefit your investments move with divine timing. Real estate values that increase your property worth are influenced by heavenly intervention. Commodity prices that favor your business interests are guided by spiritual forces operating beyond natural market dynamics. The angelic forces assigned to your miracle are also working to remove obstacles and opposition that might hinder your abundance from reaching you. Competitors who might block your advancement are being redirected through divine influence. Bureaucratic delays that might slow your progress are being expedited by supernatural intervention. Human resistance that might oppose your success is being neutralized through heavenly authority. Angels coordinate across vast distances to ensure all elements of your financial breakthrough align perfectly. The decision being made in New York that will benefit you. The system being updated in California that will approve your application. The opportunity developing in Texas that will generate income for you. All of these geographically separated elements are being synchronized by heavenly forces working in perfect coordination. These spiritual agents are working within your own heart and mind to prepare you for the abundance that's approaching. Divine wisdom is being downloaded into your consciousness about how to steward wealth responsibly. Supernatural discernment is being activated in your decision-making process. Heavenly peace is being established in your emotions so you can receive and manage your breakthrough with grace and wisdom. The angels moving your miracle have been given authority to override human error, system glitches, and administrative mistakes that might prevent your blessing from reaching you. If someone makes an error with your paperwork, spiritual forces guide the correction. If a computer system experiences problems with your transaction, divine intervention resolves the issue. If human incompetence threatens your breakthrough, angelic competence compensates. Supernatural protection has been placed around the resources moving toward you to ensure they reach you safely and completely. No corruption, theft, or misdirection can touch money that's under angelic escort. The spiritual security system protecting your breakthrough is more sophisticated than any earthly protection and more reliable than any human safeguard. These angelic forces are preparing the channels through which your abundance will flow to ensure they can handle the volume of blessing that's coming. Banking systems are being strengthened to process larger transactions. Business infrastructure is being prepared to manage increased revenue. Personal relationships are being adjusted to support your elevated financial status. The timing of these spiritual operations has been calculated to create maximum impact with minimum disruption in your life. Your miracle will arrive when you're spiritually and emotionally ready to receive it, when your circumstances create the greatest need for it, and when your character development has prepared you to steward it wisely. Angels assigned to your breakthrough are coordinating with spiritual forces assigned to your family to ensure your financial elevation benefits everyone in your household appropriately. Your spouse's peace about the changes, your children's security during transitions, your extended family's support of your success. All of this is being orchestrated by heavenly forces working in perfect harmony. Tonight, These angelic operations are entering their final phase as spiritual forces that have been working behind the scenes for months prepare to manifest their efforts. Invisible, tangible results. The miracle that has been moving toward you through supernatural channels is about to emerge into your natural experience with undeniable evidence of divine intervention that will leave no doubt about God's faithful love for you. Your persistent faith through every financial challenge, every season of waiting, and every moment when circumstances suggested impossibility has created a spiritual key that now unlocks access to miraculous financial doors that have been sealed until this precise moment when your belief reaches the exact frequency required to activate supernatural provision beyond your greatest imagination. Tonight, that key is turning in the divine lock, and what opens before you will transform everything you thought you knew about God's ability to provide. The faith you maintained when bills seemed impossible to pay wasn't just emotional resilience, it was spiritual currency being deposited in heaven's account system, where divine interest rates produce returns that exceed earthly mathematics. Every declaration of trust you spoke when money was tight, every moment you chose to believe God's promises despite contrary evidence, every time you praised Him for provision before seeing it manifest, these acts of faith have been accumulating compound spiritual interest that is now ready to be released as miraculous abundance. Your unwavering belief in God's faithfulness, even during seasons when His timing didn't match your expectations, has created a spiritual authorization code that grants you access to divine treasury systems previously beyond your reach. The patience you demonstrated while waiting for breakthrough wasn't just character development, it was the final digit being entered into heaven's combination lock that secures miraculous provision for those who trust completely. The faith that sustained you through financial pressure has been building spiritual momentum that is now converting into material manifestation with unstoppable force, like a mighty river that builds pressure behind a dam until the moment of release creates a powerful flood. Your accumulated faith is about to burst forth as provision that overwhelms every limitation and exceeds every expectation you've carried about what's possible. Your belief has also been creating miraculous timing alignments where divine appointments, supernatural opportunities, and heaven-sent connections converge at exactly the right moment to produce maximum blessing. The faith that kept you hoping when hope seemed unreasonable has been orchestrating circumstances beyond your ability to arrange, positioning people beyond your power to influence, and preparing resources beyond your capacity to accumulate. The declarations you spoke over your finances during difficult seasons weren't just positive thinking. They were faith investments backed by the full authority of God's Word that have been creating the very reality you declared. When you spoke prosperity over lack, abundance over limitation, divine provision over human impossibility, you were using spiritual authority to reshape circumstances according to heaven's intentions for your life. Your faith has been opening doors in the spiritual realm that are now manifesting as literal doors in the natural realm. Banking institutions that typically reject applications like yours feel compelled to approve them. Employers who usually maintain strict salary limits find themselves wanting to exceed those limits for you. Investors who normally require extensive qualifications feel drawn to support you based on supernatural impression rather than natural credentials. The trust you maintained in God's character when your circumstances suggested He had forgotten about you has created a spiritual magnet that draws divine favor with irresistible force. This favor operates beyond human logic, causing people to bless you for reasons they can't explain. creating opportunities that shouldn't exist according to natural patterns, and generating income through channels that seem almost miraculous in their unexpected appearance. Your faith has also been unlocking divine wisdom about wealth creation that flows as direct revelation rather than learned knowledge. Investment strategies that guarantee success, business ideas that produce extraordinary returns, financial decisions that seem almost prophetic in their accuracy. All of this supernatural intelligence is being released to you because your faith has created clearance for divine downloads about prosperity. The belief you've maintained has been creating supernatural multiplication in every area of your financial life. Small investments of time, energy, and resources are about to produce returns that seem completely disproportionate to what you invested. Minimal efforts will generate maximum results because your faith has activated divine mathematics, where God's multiplication principles override natural economic laws. Your persistent faith has also been establishing divine protection around your financial breakthrough that ensures what comes to you cannot be stolen, corrupted, or misdirected by enemy forces. The spiritual security system created by your unwavering trust is more sophisticated than any earthly protection and guarantees that your miraculous provision reaches you safely and completely. The faith that carried you through lean seasons has been building your credibility in heaven's banking system, creating a divine credit rating that now qualifies you for miraculous loans, supernatural investments, and heavenly funding that requires no earthly collateral because your spiritual faithfulness serves as the guarantee. Your belief has been creating ripple effects in the spiritual realm that are now manifesting as multiple streams of abundance flowing toward you simultaneously. The faith that sustained you through one financial challenge has been multiplying into provision for every financial need, creating comprehensive breakthrough rather than just partial relief. The trust you've placed in divine timing, even when delays seemed unreasonable, has been coordinating supernatural synchronization where every element needed for your breakthrough aligns perfectly at the same moment. Your patient faith has been orchestrating timing that produces maximum impact, optimal conditions, and perfect positioning for miraculous manifestation. Your unwavering belief in God's promises has also been creating spiritual momentum that breaks through every barrier, overcomes every obstacle, and dissolves every limitation that might prevent your abundance from reaching you. The faith that kept you believing when others gave up has generated unstoppable force that makes your financial breakthrough inevitable rather than just possible. Tonight, your faith has reached the precise frequency that activates miraculous provision on a scale you've never experienced. The spiritual key forged through your persistent belief is now opening doors to abundance that will not only transform your financial situation, but establish you permanently in the realm of divine provision, where miraculous supply becomes your normal experience rather than your extraordinary exception. Divine abundance isn't just flowing toward you, it's flowing through you as heaven establishes you as a consecrated vessel through which miraculous provision will bless countless others, creating a supernatural circulation system where the more you receive, the more you're able to give, and the more you give, the more heaven releases to you in an upward spiral of blessing that impacts not just your life but transforms entire communities through your generous stewardship. Your preparation as a vessel for divine abundance has been occurring through every financial challenge you've faced. The seasons when you had little but still found ways to bless others proved your heart wouldn't be corrupted by wealth. The moments when you chose generosity over hoarding demonstrated that money would flow through you rather than stop with you. The times you celebrated others' prosperity instead of feeling envious, showed that abundance consciousness had taken root in your spirit. Heaven only entrusts miraculous abundance to vessels that have been tested and proven faithful in small things. Your track record of integrity with limited resources has qualified you to handle unlimited resources. Your demonstrated wisdom in managing little has prepared you to steward much. Your consistent faithfulness with earthly wealth has earned you access to heavenly wealth that operates beyond natural limitations. The abundance flowing through you will fund visions and dreams that extend far beyond your personal needs and desires. The business you'll launch will create jobs for others. The investments you'll make will generate returns that enable greater giving. The wealth you'll accumulate will become seed money for kingdom purposes that impact eternity. Your prosperity becomes the source of prosperity for everyone your life touches. As a prepared vessel, you carry divine wisdom about how to handle abundance without losing your humility, your dependence on God, or your heart for those in need. The wealth that flows through you won't make you proud because you understand its source. It won't make you selfish because you recognize its purpose. It won't make you careless because you appreciate its responsibility. Your vessel has been purified through seasons of financial pressure that burned away any selfish ambition or materialistic motivation. What remains is pure desire to honor God with resources, bless others through generosity, and use wealth as a tool for kingdom advancement rather than personal indulgence. This purified motivation creates the perfect spiritual atmosphere for miraculous provision to flow without obstruction. The capacity of your vessel continues expanding as your vision for kingdom impact grows larger. The dreams you once had about blessing your family have expanded to include blessing your community. The vision you carried for personal financial freedom has enlarged to encompass financial freedom for others. Your vessel grows to accommodate the increasing magnitude of blessing heaven wants to flow through it. Divine abundance flows through prepared vessels with supernatural multiplication that defies natural mathematics. The money you give away returns to you multiplied. The investments you make in others' success create returns that exceed what you invested. The resources you sow into kingdom purposes produce harvests that overwhelm your ability to contain them all. Your vessel carries divine favor that influences others toward generosity and kingdom giving. People who interact with you begin thinking differently about money, catching vision for how wealth can be used for eternal impact, developing desires to participate in kingdom funding. Your example of faithful stewardship inspires others to become vessels themselves. The abundance flowing through you creates platforms for testimony that encourage others to trust God's heart for their prosperity. Your story becomes evidence that God still performs financial miracles, that divine provision is available to ordinary people, that wealth and spirituality can beautifully coexist in someone who understands their true purpose. As a consecrated vessel, you carry supernatural protection over the abundance that flows through you. No economic downturn can diminish what God provides. No market crash can destroy what heaven builds. No human scheme can redirect what divine wisdom guides. Your wealth is secured by the same power that sustains the universe. Your vessel has been designed with divine intelligence about timing, when to give, when to invest, when to save, when to spend. This supernatural discernment about financial decisions flows as natural wisdom rather than learned knowledge. You know when opportunities are from God and when they're deceptions. You sense when timing is right and when patience is required. The abundance flowing through you also carries divine acceleration that multiplies impact beyond what natural effort could produce. Ministries you support experience unusual growth. Businesses you invest in exceed projected returns. People you bless find their own breakthrough accelerated Your vessel doesn't just carry abundance, it carries the anointing that multiplies whatever it touches. Your preparation as a vessel includes supernatural peace about money matters that allows abundance to flow without creating anxiety about management or stress about stewardship. You handle large amounts with the same calm confidence you demonstrated with small amounts because your trust is in the provider rather than the provision. The circulation system established through your vessel operates continuously, not just occasionally. This isn't seasonal blessing or temporary abundance. This is permanent positioning in divine flow, where provision becomes as natural and regular as breathing. The vessel you've become is designed for continuous operation, not just occasional use. Your vessel also carries divine connection to other vessels that create networks of kingdom funding. The relationships you build with other faithful stewards, the partnerships you form with like-minded believers, the alliances you create with kingdom-focused organizations, all of these connections multiply the impact of abundance flowing through multiple vessels working together. Tonight, recognize that your vessel is fully prepared, completely consecrated, and perfectly positioned for the miraculous abundance that's about to flow through it. You're not just receiving blessing to improve your life, you're becoming a conduit of blessing that transforms countless other lives through the divine circulation system that heaven has established with you at its center. As we arrive at this sacred moment of divine completion, something eternal and transformative has occurred within the deepest chambers of your spirit. You are no longer someone who experiences occasional financial blessings or hopes for periodic divine intervention, but someone who has been permanently established in the supernatural realm of continuous miracle living where life-changing abundance flows toward you as naturally as rivers flow toward the ocean, where divine provision manifests in your experience as regularly as the sunrise, and where miraculous supply becomes your normal existence rather than your extraordinary exception. The transformation that has taken place tonight transcends any temporary inspiration or motivational encouragement that might fade with tomorrow's challenges. What has occurred is a fundamental reconstruction of your spiritual DNA at the cellular level of your being, where every fiber of your consciousness now operates from miracle expectation rather than natural limitation, where every thought about your future carries supernatural possibility rather than earthly restriction, where every breath you take draws from the atmosphere of divine abundance that now surrounds your life like an invisible but powerful force field of blessing. Your relationship with miracles has been forever revolutionized through tonight's divine encounter, where you once hoped that God might occasionally intervene in your circumstances. You now expect Him to regularly demonstrate His supernatural power on your behalf. Where you once wondered if you were worthy of divine blessing, you now understand that your worthiness was established by His love rather than your performance. Where you once questioned whether miracles still happen today, you now live as a walking testimony that they happen continuously for those who align their hearts with heaven's purposes. The conversations you have about your future from this moment forward will carry different energy because they flow from someone who operates in permanent miracle consciousness rather than temporary hope for change. Your words about finances will be seasoned with expectation rather than anxiety, with testimony rather than complaint, with vision rather than limitation. This transformation in how you speak about abundance will actually accelerate the manifestation of even greater miracles, because your words now align perfectly with heaven's intentions for your prosperity. Every morning when you wake, you will wake as someone who expects miraculous encounters, divine appointments, and supernatural provisions to be part of your daily experience. The first thoughts that enter your mind about your day will be thoughts of anticipation rather than apprehension, of possibility rather than problems, of divine faithfulness rather than earthly uncertainty. This transformed morning consciousness creates the spiritual atmosphere where miracles feel welcome and abundant provision feels natural. Your prayer life has been revolutionized from desperate petitions for divine help to confident conversations about how to maximize kingdom impact through the continuous blessings that flow toward you. No longer will you approach God as someone begging for miracles, but as someone partnering with heaven to steward the supernatural abundance that He delights in providing to faithful vessels who can be trusted with miraculous provision. The legacy you're creating extends far beyond personal transformation into generational miracle consciousness that will influence your family tree for centuries to come. Your children will grow up expecting divine intervention rather than accepting natural limitations. Your grandchildren will inherit miracle mindset along with material inheritance. The poverty consciousness that may have plagued your ancestral line is permanently broken by your transformation into someone who lives in continuous supernatural abundance. Your testimony of permanent miracle living will become a source of faith and hope for countless others who are still learning to trust God's heart for supernatural provision. Your story will prove that heaven still operates with miracle power, that divine intervention still transforms ordinary lives, that regular people can experience extraordinary provision when they align their hearts with God's purposes and learn to live in expectation of His continuous goodness. The peace that has settled into every area of your life tonight will remain as the permanent foundation for all future decisions, challenges, and opportunities. Financial stress has been replaced with supernatural confidence. Economic anxiety has been transformed into divine expectation. Money worries have dissolved into miracle anticipation that looks for God's goodness in every circumstance rather than problems in every situation. As you prepare to close your eyes tonight, you rest as someone whose entire existence has been permanently elevated into the realm of supernatural living where miracles aren't just possible, but inevitable, where divine intervention isn't just hoped for, but expected, where abundant provision isn't just desired, but received as your natural inheritance, as a beloved child of the King who owns everything and delights in sharing His wealth with those who trust His heart and walk in His ways. Let these truths settle deep into your spirit, like precious seeds planted in the richest soil of heaven itself, where they will continue growing and producing fruit that feeds not only your own household, but nourishes everyone whose life intersects with yours. Your dreams tonight may overflow with visions of the continuous miracles that await, previews of the supernatural encounters approaching, glimpses of the abundant life that now defines your existence as someone permanently established in divine favor and miraculous provision. When morning light touches your face tomorrow, you will open your eyes as someone forever transformed by divine encounter, permanently positioned for continuous blessing, and eternally established in the miraculous abundance that your loving Father has always intended for your life. Sweet dreams, beloved miracle recipient, treasured vessel of divine abundance, walking testimony of God's supernatural goodness.